Greetings, gentle viewers!
Howdy, howdy! We've completed 2 character endings, and now we're on the Luka route.
That means it's time to talk about Suzuha! In episode 44, Marco writes...
In Groundhog Day, the main character experienced tons of possibilities for a single day. Okabe here, seemingly, spent his loop with the same people doing the same thing, so I guess it got too repetitive even faster for him.
Honestly, when you think about it, it's crazy. No wonder he just went so berserk.
I kind of thought the whole point was to do a bunch of different fun things, not the same fun thing ad infinitum.
Well, in neither Groundhog Day nor this was that ever the goal.
Also, though not my favorite girl, Suzuha is one of my favorite characters by far. Maybe top 2 along with Okabe, as this ending really shows many of her great sides, as uncomfortable as it may be.
I pretty much completely agree with you. I wouldn't say that Suzuha is my favorite quote-unquote girl, but I really like her a whole lot. I think I made that clear.
Rather abundantly, I also really like Suzuha. And not just because I seem to be stuck in Daru's head.
What do you mean, like, you creepo?
Speaking of creepy laughing, we're the Bittersweet Gamers.
You are so gross. I'm the opinionator.
And I'm We Squared.
Way to own that!
Having not actually watched Groundhog's Day, there's not much I can say about that, but that does make a lot of sense. Doing the same thing over and over versus doing a variety of things. What's insanity again? Doing the same thing over and over and expecting something different to happen?
That was what Einstein said, yes. All right, Marco, I have a message specifically for you. Go play the Yuan Shu story in Dynasty Warriors 9. It's unbelievably good. This is not an endorsement of Dynasty Warriors 9, just a Yuan Shu story. You won't regret it. Yeah, I understand. Who cares about Yuan Shu? Well, you will after you play it.
Yuan who? In the previous episode, we finished up the Feyris route and began the Luka route. The IBN 5100 had been donated to the shrine, but it wasn't where it was supposed to be. Luka seems to know something about it, but isn't really budging.
It also takes Luka 15 minutes to say a single sentence.
At the very end, Ocarine considered using the time leap machine to go back, but decided to stick around to make sure his theory about Mayushi's death advancing another day was correct.
Actually, I'm not sure he did.
That's what I took from it anyway.
Well, he was running through the idea of, this is plausible that this gets pushed forward one more day. Should I stay and witness it to make sure? Or should I assume it's true and go back because I seriously do not want to see Mayuri die again? And I don't actually remember if he came to a conclusion or not. Nothing happens on the 14th.
Unless it's September 14th. That's my birthday.
Very good, Billy. And I don't even think Ocarina actually has a plan for what he's going to do yet. But that's what we're about to get to, so let's go. So far, so good. The problem is tomorrow. It is an unspeakable anxiety, and an anxiety that he's gotten used to. No.
Just jumping straight to it.
You were right. He is going to wait to make sure.
Well, establishing it lets him know how much time he has to work with.
No, I agree. We talked about this at the end of the last episode. It's just the downside is that he has to see it again.
Not technically. He could immediately use the Moad Snake. No, I guess he'd be gunned down if he doesn't wait till Suzuha shows up.
You probably better limit the chances that he can be shot and killed while attempting to time leap.
That's a fair point. I just realized that.
The time is 7:30 p.m. Komima started today, so Mayuri's been in Ariake since this morning. I told Daru not to come to the lab today, but to keep an eye on Mayuri instead.
Daru being like, oh, you don't want me to come work at the lab, but instead go to Kamima? Sold!
So even if Moeka's group shows up here, they have a low chance of killing Mayuri. Of course, she's probably just going to die over there, but he's trying something.
But then he doesn't have to witness it.
Touché. If they came here and were like, okay, well, I mean, their goal is to kill Mayuri. So if they came here and then, the meteor falls from the sky and kills Mayuri, there's something wrong about that. Will the Rounders come on this world line? Or Do they know that some of us at least are likely to be at Komima? Where would they go? Would they go there, or would they come here?
If they're keeping track on everyone, then they could be anywhere. There's so many of them.
Well, there's enough of them. I just mean, what is their actual priority? I mean, probably here, but we'll soon find out. 6:54 p.m. The door isn't kicked open. Instead,
もしもし、誰か?
it is 7:30. This is not the phone call you want to answer, but you knew it was coming.
You could see the expression on his eyes when he opened them once the phone started ringing.
And he's been shot, perhaps, or has been running.
おい、どうした? 誰?
But this is the thing. That was the first thing I thought of. Daru has been shot. And this is what Okarin thinks. It's like...
The game has faked us out many times.
Well, forget fake out. What I'm saying is the existential dread of everything that's going to happen. I'm assuming, and Okabe is assuming, that these are the things that are happening with good reason. Is Daru okay? Data wanted. Okay, that's good, that's good.
I think this is confirmation enough. Like, he should just time leap.
Yeah. This is also the first time that Daru really specifically has suffered like this. In this timeline, as expected, there's nothing we can do about Mayuri. But at least as it stands right now, Daru is okay. The thing is in all these timelines that Okarin has been leaping through, we know where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna get him. Like you said, they just need to time leap. It's the Rounders. They kidnapped her. And then they probably killed her. I grind my teeth in frustration. I don't want the details. I know what they are. It didn't work. As expected, I still haven't averted Mayuri's death. I'm still unable to avert Mayuri's tragic fate.
お前たちには、マユリは殺させない!
And so, once more, I send my memories to the past. An unpleasant sound pierces my ears. Still can't get used to it, but at least I know it's coming. My vision ripples. My flesh and my soul momentarily feel separate. Now I have my answer. Mayuri's death is still fixed, just as in my heart I knew it would be. The change merely delayed it by another 24 hours. Now, that's extremely fascinating, and I am curious about the why, but who cares? We know what we have to do.
Yeah, it doesn't change the ultimate thing we have to do. It's more a curiosity.
And so, again, we have settled into a routine. Time leap until you undo the last D-mail, buys you another 24 hours. Then you sit around and see if you've undone it yet. It hasn't, so you time leap until you undo the next D-mail. Well, after Duka's...
They should have the 5100.
I need to cancel Dukako's D-mail. I sit down in a pipe chair and try to come up with a plan. Again.
You know, they could have caught Daru if they wanted to. The whole point of this was to make him time leap and perfect time travel after all. They're only interested in Mayuri.
I'm not so sure that they're actually interested in Mayuri, but...
Only for what she represents as motivation for Okarin to do what he does.
Well, the thing is, this timeline still exists.
Mm-hmm.
So, now, I'm not disagreeing with you per se, but hear me out. Of course they could have caught Daru. They do want him to time leap and perfect this. Or perfect time travel. And well, if not, they keep letting him go. So until that gets addressed in some way, that's either a massive plot hole or they want him to perfect time travel by time leaping. But once he's gone, they then round everybody up and get them to work on it themselves. Because the timeline still exists and they still have their own goals. And once it finally works, like this is the way I'm thinking about it, once it finally works, somewhere there's going to be, like some CERN is going to send, whether it's this worldline CERN or another worldline CERN, is going to start overriding the convergence points, which kind of helps all the timelines after it.
Oh.
So it could be that even though they want the future Gadget Lab and Okarin to continue perfecting time travel, thus letting him time leap over and over again until he accomplishes whatever it is they want him to accomplish, it could still be that they are the ones in their world line that gets to the point where they can start sending people back to convergence points to begin to take over the world. That's kind of how I'm looking at it.
That's pretty interesting.
I think the Mayuri thing is a coincidence. It's just the same coincidence over every world line because it's a convergence point. Because they don't need her, she's the only person they can threaten.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So they always threaten her.
Alright.
It's true that I'm attempting to needlessly complicate things.
This is a story about time travel. It's already needlessly complicated.
Well, it's gotta have another major twist after we resolve this stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing yet. If there's anything Okabe knows, he's got plenty of time. I'd run the simulations in my head, but all to no avail. No matter how many different scenarios I came up with, telling Nukako the truth had a 120% chance of making her burst into tears. Thank you, Billy.
I got your back when it comes to a Midos.
Good job, buddy.
But frankly, saying anything to Luka has a 120% chance of making her burst into tears.
Only 80%? Damn. Looks like I have no choice but to ask Kurisu. She's a girl, so she should understand how Luka feels.
After having re-explained the situation again...
随分深刻そうね。
実は今、難問に直面している。かなりデリケートな問題だ。
I like how every time he is consulting with her, it's always in a different location.
I appreciate that.
デリケート？およそあんたとは正反対のベクトル上にある言葉だな。
Why do you think I came to you for help?
というわけで、女子のことを見込んで相談したい。女子だけに。
Oh my god! In all my years of punning, I have never made that connection. Excellent.
This has now become Billy's favorite pun, and we will always and forevermore be subject to it.
I don't have an assistant, so I don't see it coming up that much.
Thank goodness.
誰馬？そもそも女子だけにってどういう意味？
Sure, I'll ask Daru instead.
I give her the rundown, including how many times I've time leaped and what happened with Suzuha and Ferris, and like Billy pointed out a couple episodes ago, I'm getting really smooth with this explanation.
My fork.
This time, she believes me more readily than I expected.
Because as stated, I've done this many times before.
漆原さんが実は男ねえ、さっぱり想像がつかない。
だが事実だ。事実だった。
Well, she's so androgynous, but she didn't really change.
Right? It didn't really alter that much about her.
That doesn't... I'm not saying something bad. I'm not saying that this is a value-neutral proposition.
But she's still the same kind of confidenceless emotionally weak person she was before.
I mean, emotionally weak may or may not be fair. Truthfully, we don't really know Luka very well at all.
Well, this is going to be the route where we do.
That is very true.
つまりちょっと待って。彼女が実は橋田みたいな外見だったとか、そういうこと？
No!
What? We're just gonna move along here.
No comment?
これはひどい。
Jinx, you owe me a Dr. Pipper.
絶対ありえない。あんな可愛らしい子が男だったなんて私は認めない。
Yes, yes, we've already done this joke.
待て待て、突っ走るな。俺は一言もルカ子の見た目がいかにも男だったとは言っていない。むしろ見た目はあのままだったのだ。男だった時から中性的というか女性ホルモン分泌過多としか思えなかった。
Maybe a tunie like you thought that, but...
As a result, I didn't even notice when Nukako became a girl at first and made a fatal mistake.
見た目はあのままなら許す。
Well, as long as she still looks this cute.
In Japan, androgynous guys are extremely popular.
It's true.
で、あんたは彼女に男に戻ってほしいと。
そうでなければ参りは助からない。
Yeah, it's not that he wants to necessarily.
That's part of the reason why he waited it out to make sure he had to.
He's been, just like with everybody else, he's been amazingly hesitant to change these D-mails because he actually knows what they mean to everybody. He wants his friends
To be happy.
to have their desires. He was happy to use D-mails to kind of show off making them happier and granting their wishes.
At the cost of mucking up the timeline. May not have been the smartest move, but it certainly had a lot of heart.
So it's not that he wants to do anything, but...
But here he is stating it pretty plainly.
マユリの命と漆原さんの性別か。どっちも突拍子がなさすぎて、さっぱり実感が湧かないけど。
Yeah, we don't get it either, but we're just accepting it.
It's the truth, though.
Somehow?
あんたの中で解は出てるわけね。
I mean, where'd the 5100 go?
Yeah!
Butterfly effect, etc., etc.
無論だ。ルカ子には男に戻ってもらう。
And what he's gonna do, the same as every other time, he's gonna get his permission.
Of course!
ある意味で残酷な仕打ちかも。
そこでなるべく傷つけないようにするにはどうしようとこうして相談している。
He's not even considering doing it without talking to Nukako first.
Exactly. And like he said, he wants to do this with the least pain to her, and he knows that if he just tries to do it by himself, it's all going to go up in flames.
The easy thing to do would be to just correct it.
And while I agree that he should do that with Moika's D-mail, that shouldn't be the case here. It would be way out of character for him.
Right, and I'm just appreciating that.
Yeah.
That he won't even consider hurting one of his friends without their permission.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, I joked about the routine earlier, how routine all of this has become. That's not a criticism.
Right.
That is an intended part of the game's atmosphere.
That's also how many stories are told.
自分のこれまでの迂闊な行動を呪いたい気分だ。D メールをいろんな人間に使わせるべきではなかった。
Yes, and we told you that then.
At this point, I feel like I'd be kicking a puppy if I rubbed it in his face now.
Maybe once.
That's what we've been saying! Oh, I'm so sorry. How did Puppy get in here?
This is my punishment. Agreed. I must shoulder the pain of everyone who used the D-mail. Suzuha, Ferris, and now Rukako.
これまでのことを悔やんでても何も始まらない。あんたの相談に対する私の回答は一つよ。 漆原さんには何も言わない。
どういうことだ？
I get it, but it ain't happening.
Yeah.
話を聞く限りだと、漆原さんについてはあんたにアドバンテージがある。つまり過去に送った D メールの内容を知っているっていうアドバンテージがね。
If he were the sort of person who could do that, then he would have done so up until now, but I guess he didn't really have a choice per se.
だからわざわざ彼女、あ、いや、彼、元彼？
Don't worry.
わざわざ漆原さんに事情を告げなくても D メールを取り消すための D メールは用意できる。
ルカ子を装って18年前のルカ子の母親へとメールを送れということか。
Meat, 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 meat.
Eat meat for a healthy baby.
どうせ世界線が変わればその事実は全てなかったことになる。この際倫理とかデリカシーとかは無視しても問題にはならない。
Oi! You start thinking like that and you get Okabe turning evil in the Suzuha route.
Ah, this is yet another one of those Kurisu lines, isn't it? I'm always on your side.
I would never betray you.
I always do that. I hit the wrong button. That's like a refrain. If the world line changes, everything will be undone, in which case ethical concerns don't really matter. You just can't keep seeing these sorts of lines from her. I understand the point she's making. I understand the perspective. I'm not talking about the merits of the perspective. I'm saying this is called foreshadowing. The end justifies the means, huh? Well, everyone's a little bit utilitarian, but maybe not that much.
だが問題が一つある。俺はルカ子の母親のポケベル番号を知らない。
はあ？あんたバカじゃないの？なんでメモっとかないわけ？
Oh, I thought he was going to object on, like, you know, moral grounds or something. Because that's his ethos.
That is the true.
That is the true. Well done.
However, he's certainly not going to talk like that to Kurisu, but he doesn't really talk like that.
That's true. That's true.
He acts that way.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's not how he talks.
その時はこんなことになるとは思わなかったのだ。
Didn't I just get done saying how all of this was very irresponsible and thoughtless?
お母さんのポケベル番号単刀直入に聞き出せば？理由は適当に考えて。
I don't see why not. I still don't think he should go ahead with this, but I don't see why he can't just find out.
警戒される気がする。
何ビビってんのよ。いつもの無駄に尊大な岡部らしくないな。
Well, that isn't really Okabe.
Yeah.
It is, but it isn't.
That's not the real Okabe.
Vain and arrogant? That was uncalled for, even if mostly true. I don't have time to be hoing Kyoma now. It's true, that's hoing Kyoma.
Exactly.
But he never was hoing Kyoma.
Of course not.
そんなの口から出まかせで何とかするのよ。それにほら、彼女って騙されやすそうな性格だし。
Oi! Magise, are you okay?
Well, it's true though. That's the thing. It does seem like what she is doing is fundamentally misunderstanding those around her. It's not like she's known him for very long, so that makes sense.
That's
she
true,
doesn't
but...
know Luka at all, but this is a true observation.
って言ってて、
Thank
自己
you.
嫌悪になりそう。
Good.
私ってひどい女だ。
Yeah.
Oi!
だが単刀直入にありのままを話すべきなのかもしれない。下手に小細工を浪するより真実を告げる方がまだ誠意があるように見える。
He'd never be able to forgive himself otherwise.
マッドサイエンティストが誠意とか笑っちゃうわね。
Foreshadowing. This is not to criticize her, but...
No, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
We think she's FB.
Yeah.
That's the conclusion we came to.
we've already eliminated both of our suspects because they've already fulfilled their story role.
We've found what we needed to find about the structure of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we know that, like, it can't be Moeka.
Right.
So
it's either going to be Makise or Mayuri.
I'm thinking
and probably not Mayuri.
I'm thinking 90-10 Kurisu, 10% Mayuri. I don't really think it's Mayuri, but it's like some of the same arguments, I guess, are the same. If FB is someone that is a character in the game, and it's not one of the side characters isn't the right word, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If it's not one of those characters because we're going through the individual character endings, that means it's going to be someone who hasn't had an individual character ending, which conveniently means it's either going to be Daru, Kurisu, or Mayuri. Daru is... that's not possible. It's not possible.
It would be really weird.
He's too straightforward.
Also, his role in everything else has already been established.
So if he would have been FB, he just could have gone off to do his own thing.
Right.
Might have had a different reaction to Suzuha. Somebody close to Okabe being FB means it's a betrayal.
Yeah.
A betrayal is the perfect plot twist after so-called resolving everything.
Yeah.
And so then it turns out that the person that the game begins with, either Mayuri or Kurisu, is the antagonist, even if it's actually Makise from the future, the apotheosized saint of time travel, whether it's future Makise, otherworld line Makise, or this Makise, I just can't see it being anything else.
And don't forget, this entire thing began with a world line shift that prevented her death.
Yeah, it did.
So returning to the original world line means that Makise is gonna die once they fix everything.
And if it's Mayuri, then it's just going to be on the back of surprise betrayal from someone close to you. But I think the oddly perceptive ditzy girl who keeps dying over and over, wanting to take extreme measures in, like, for instance, there's some other world line Delta Mayuri is like, this frickin' sucks, and so messes with things in other world lines herself because she's not actually stupid.
Right.
I mean, remember the scene on, Primordial Earth? Again, I'm giving that one a 10%, so 90%. I think it is the one who is generally in opposition to Okabe. There we go! That's the end of all our FB talk.
Until the next time.
洗脳してやるふわはははとか言い出した方が似合ってる。
ふわははは洗脳してやる I'm being serious, damn it!
俺はルカ子の痛みも背負う。そうしなければならないのだ。
And he takes that responsibility far more seriously than anyone who primarily knows Hoin Kyoma could ever know.
He shouldered Ferris's, he shouldered Suzuha's.
He's shouldered Mayuri's.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mayuri wouldn't be surprised at all.
She understands him.
最終的に D メールを取り消したとき、ルカ子が女だったことはなかったことになる。
Mayuri probably understands him better than he understands himself. Though if the game continues going for much longer, that may no longer be true.
He certainly...
俺が背負わなければならない。
He certainly had to do a lot of forced introspection during the course of this game.
And it's worked! He's excellent!
だったら私に相談する必要なんてない。今すぐ彼女のところに行って、私にしたように説明すればいい。
Well said, well said.
Oh, is that why she was doing that?
だな。
Like being so hostile to sort of make him come to his own realization?
That's my only choice. I tried to come up with an alternative, but all the alternatives sucked. As always, there are only a few worshippers at the... at the shrine, yes, few worshippers at the shrine. As always, there are only a few worshipers at the shrine. It's where you shipe wards, you see. It's two P's, guys. I guess that's how it can keep its dignified silence, even though it's less than a 10-minute walk from Akihabara Station.
岡部さん。すみません。さみだれは部屋に置きっぱなしで。
That's okay. It's okay.
いや、そのことはいい。
That's a toy for Hoin Kyoma. I'm sure he'll be happy to go back to being Ho'oing Kyoma to some degree.
Once it's all done?
Yeah, some degree of happy and some degree of Kyoma.
そうですか?
Well, crap. Now that we're face to face, I can't bring myself to tell her the truth.
どうかしましたか?
Why do things that are hard have to be hard?
If only I'd had her more involved with the lab, this wouldn't be coming out of left field so much.
So,
Ushibara! John! How do you like being a girl? I recall Lukako's crying face.
Oh, so did we.
She looked very sad when I called her a guy. If possible, I don't want to make her cry again. God, I feel like such a jerk. Oh, why am I acting so weak?
Yes, why am acting so weak?
Why am I acting so weak?
Man, this episode's had a whole lot of freaking quality assurance errors.
Guess nobody wanted to go over Chapter 8 multiple times with the localization. I can't stop here. Oh, my resolve is so weak. When a girl cries, it's all over. I swore I would do anything to save Mayuri. And even though I won't do anything, I do quite a lot of things. I mean, he's got his standards, obviously.
Yeah.
If I explain everything properly, like I have done, I doubt she'll refuse to become a guy again.
Luka 子よ。
はい。
落ち着いて聞いてくれ。実は。
Ba-dump, 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 ba-dump.
本当は。
Ba-dump, 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 ba-dump. Blush, 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 blush.
男だったのだ。
Yes, if you explain everything properly.
Dies on the inside. No reaction.
Uh-huh.
I wonder if her dad is like, I used to have a son!
そんなこと言うんですか?
I'm glad I left Samidare in my room, because otherwise I would strike you down. Unless I missed, because I only have the strength for one practice swing today.
聞くんだ。お前が男に戻ってくれなければ、マユリの命がないんだ。
What are you talking about? You are in no way. Oh, okay, there we go.
I explain everything. About time travel. About the D-mail Lukako sent. About Mayuri's fate. About how to avoid it. I talk and talk without pausing for breath. Finally, I'm done. It's so easy to explain this to Assistant, but for some reason, explaining it to Lukako is, as expected, a little hard.
冗談ですよね。そんなの全然信じられないですよ。
Understandable, frankly.
You can't blame her.
いつもの京馬さんの設定ですよね。そうなんですよね。でもひどい。そんな設定は僕困りますし、まゆりちゃんも悲しむと思いますから。
This actually is making me like Luka more. She has not had much time. She is going to get that time.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she's excellent just like everyone else.
But compared to all the other characters, she has had the least amount of time.
Right. Well, Moika, but that doesn't count. Anyway,
Yeah.
I actually really appreciate how, despite all the normal embarrassment, which is fine, she's shy and reserved and very Japanese compared to like most of the other characters, but this is actually like she's mad.
Mm-hmm.
She's hurt, understandably,
Mhm.
and she's mad, understandably, and she's actually, without stumbling, standing up to him.
I like that.
You know, the downside, everything that Okabe said is true.
Yeah, well, you know, it's
いきなりこんなこと言われ
misunderstandings.
て困惑するのもわかる。だが全て真実だ。俺は何度もあいつの死の場面を見てきた。
From her point of view, this is actually straight up bullying. It isn't.
Right.
お前にはこんな勝手なお願いをしてすまないと思っている。だが頼む。マユリを助けるために男に戻ってほしい。
It's like taking the thing that someone is most sensitive about and just like jamming a knife into it over and over and over again. Especially because this is the guy she likes.
Yeah.
At least if she were to hear this from somebody else.
She wouldn't feel such an immediate amount of pain.
Yeah, betrayal isn't quite the right
betrayal's
emotion.
not quite the right word.
But it's not all that far off.
冗談だって言ってくださいよ、岡部さん。男。僕が男の子だなんて。そんなの。そんなの嫌です。僕は生まれた時から女の子だったのに。そんなのひどいです。
It's not only the explicit words that are being said. Hearing this from Okabe it's like simultaneously hearing the cruelest things that you do not want to hear and that you do not want to be true, and also permanently ruining your chances with the guy that you like. It's like it's taking away her identity, her teenage crush.
And her relationship with Okabe.
Yeah, and her trust in other people all at the same time.
しかもそれをよりによってどうして岡部さんから
Yeah.
伝えられなきゃいけないんですか。恥ずかしい。こんなの甘いんです。
Yeah.
恥じることなどあるものか。
Dude.
むしろ俺にとってはお前が女である方が違和感がある。
No, that's not.
I know what you're trying to say, and what you're trying to say comes from a good place. But you are smashing her into the dirt, and it isn't fair. And the worst part is it's this awful, and it's like he's not even really doing anything wrong. Because at least if he were doing something wrong, you could blame him.
Yeah.
そんなに。
If this can't get resolved, how could Luka ever trust anybody ever again? The reason that she has the relationship with Okarin that she does is because he saved her from some bullying, but it's like nobody would ever really stand up for her, presumably. But he just showed up and did. It's like her prince coming in to sweep her off his feet, brought her...
Sweep her off his feet?
God dang it, man. Somebody's feet... Well, whatever.
Given
but,
the context of this chapter, I think it's okay.
And not only that, but they have like a special game. But the thing is when you're part of that, it's like you're on the inside. You're being led into a special place in terms of this person's heart. And that is the person who is just crushing you the way that whatever other misfortune she's had in her life is like crushed her.
Yeah.
Bitter isn't even the half of it.
なんて言った？
maybe if this doesn't actually resolve as well as the other ones did, then it turns out that Luka is FB all along. No, we considered it, but I doubt that.
Okabe さんは僕のことをそんな風に
God dang it!
思ってたんですね。
She calls herself Boku! Like...
You said that doesn't necessarily always mean...
Somebody who is tomboyish can get away with using it. That is in fact the problem here, you see. Then Luka shakes off my hands and runs away.
Luka-ko! Mate!
Well, this didn't turn out nearly as good as it did with Suzuha or Ferris. She doesn't stop even when I call her. She disappears into the shrine office, eternally prepared to destroy anything vaguely looking like an IBN 5100 for the rest of her days. A desire and hatred so strong it spans through time itself and world lines, that all things that either are the IBN 5100 or contain the letters I, B, N, or the numbers 5, 1, or 0 must all die. I need to come up with a plan. Sincerity, one of my greatest strengths, did not work. When I get back to the lab, I take Kurisu outside.
Why didn't you tell me not to tell the truth?
I did! Weren't you listening? I then proceed to tell her what just happened.
She spends the next 5 minutes rubbing my face in it.
フラグが立ったな。
The wrong one!
お前は何を言っているんだ？
The bad end flag!
Right?
わかんないの？どう見てもフラグ立ったでしょ？あ、いや、すでに立ってたと言うべきかも。
There we go.
フラグとは死亡フラグのことか？
Not so much.
That's not quite the flag we're talking about.
死んでどうする？恋愛フラグよ。
Flagpole lowered. Romance flag?
漆原さんはあんたに気がある。大好きな法王院京馬からお前は男だったと言われて、彼女の純真な乙女心はズタズタ。率直に真実を話すって作戦は結果的に大失敗だったことになる。
She sure is calm about this stuff when it's my neck on the line.
恋愛となると厄介よ。あれには方程式が存在しない。人の感情は計算できない。あまりに未知数だわ。
You would know. You would know. Has this girl never been in love?
That does seem to be what she's indicating, yes.
How old is she anyway?
正面から攻めるのはダメだった。きっと本人を説得するハードルは飛躍的に高くなった。今度は別の解放を考えるべきよ。彼女のお母さんに直接話を聞きに行くとか。
What?
彼女を泣かせた男としてあんたはすでに漆原家に認識されているはずだから、家族のガードも固くなってるかもしれないけど。
Not if I time leaped before I talked to her. Take that.
Has it really come to that? Luka likes me? Really? What makes you say that? I don't get it. Have you never been in love before, assistant? Do you not know the signs? I don't understand what's going on.
I'll carry the memories of Ferris's world line with me. Duh.
I don't want to believe it. I mean, I appreciate the sentiment, but...
ちなみに、ルカ子はいつから恋愛フラグビンビンだったと思う？
A few years ago.
知らんがな。
だってよく考えてみろ。 あいつは1週間ほど前まで男だったんだぞ。その時点から好きだったのだとしたら。
You're not thinking about this the right way.
それは岡部の主観でのロジックでしょ。
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
漆原さんなり私なりの主観からすれば、彼女は最初から女の子だった。だから別に違和感なんてこれっぽっちもない。
Yeah.
今いるこの世界線を基準に考えなさい。
It's a little hard to keep everything straight with how many times I've left.
How do you expect me to think in terms of the current world line? Maybe that would have worked like 40 world lines ago. Right. It makes perfect sense.
それより私が不安なのは、漆原さんの性別を男に戻すことで本当に IBN5100 は戻ってくるのかっていうこと。
What choice does he have but to undo everything that was done?
She might be about to say, why don't you try and find out where the IBN 5100 is and how it relates to that first?
I think that's a good idea. I also think that maybe you should undo Moeka's before Duka's?
I think the safest is to undo them in the order they were done. You know what I mean? In reverse order.
No, you are right about
Yeah.
that. It's just that if this is a question, then you could just move to the other, but
It's what he tried to do in Ferris's, was try to find a way to get the IBN 5100 without killing her father.
and that led to Worldline Gamma and her own end.
前の世界線とは変化があった。
Butterfly effect, etc., etc. How are you supposed to predict this stuff?
ルカ子の父親の話では IBN5100 は少なくとも以前は柳林神社に存在していたということだ。
It may seem weird that changing Nuka's sex moves the IBN, but don't forget, you turn Nuka from a guy to a girl by telling his mom to eat veg for healthy baby. Do you think that has anything to do with it? Of course not. The best explanation is that it just, like, conception was 2 weeks later or something, and so it was a different roll of the dice.
And clearly Luka knows something about the IBN 5100.
And by only talking about Luka, you're a guy, you're never gonna...
Yes, exactly. You'll die.
Realistic. By doing that, you're never gonna find out anything about the IBN 5100. Or rather, what Luka knows about it.
鈴葉がフェイリスの父親に託し、彼の死後にフェイリスが柳林神社に奉納した。その流れは俺が IBN5100 を手に入れた世界線と同じなのだ。
段階的に元の世界線に近づいてきてるっていうことか。
Uh-huh. Yeah, the one where you died.
思ったんだけど、世界線ってそう簡単に変化するものじゃない気がする。
Oh yeah?
I seem to remember about 25 episodes ago we may have talked about something like this.
なぜそう思う？
Reality?
だって世界には60億以上の人間がいるのよ。その中の誰か一人の性別が男から女に変わったところで世界線が大きく変わるなんて不自然。
We don't get it either, but clearly it is true, so...
鈴葉が言っていたが、タイムリープによって本来と異なる行動を取った場合、ダイバージェンスは変わるとしても 0.00001% だと言っていた。だがフェイリスの D メールを否定したときは 0.05% の変動があった。
And you also can't overlook the fact that every D mail that you sent, the divergence dropped drastically. Okay, we know that he didn't. He
That's
didn't have the meter.
Right, he's figuring that out now that he does have the meter.
Right.
0.05% でも十分大きい。
Yeah.
That's the point.
Remember, we got like 0.44 farking percent with the lottery ticket. But that likely was used D mail. Like, if you use D mail, then it makes it that much more different.
あまねさんはこのことについてなんて？
2010年はアトラクタフィールドが大きく分岐する年であり、その鍵は 俺と IBN5100 が握っていると。
Just like every 10 years.
Yeah, seems like 2000 was a pretty important point, huh?
IBN5100 と岡部の距離がダイバージェンスの数値を決定するのかな。
Maybe the 2000 stuff is what happens in Steins Gate Zero?
Oh.
All I know about Steins Gate Zero is that it's a prequel to Steins Gate that's pretty good and should be played after Steins Gate.
Huh.
つまりあんたを含めた全ての人間の D メールがバタフライエフェクトによって IBN5100 のありかに影響を与えた。
Demonstrably, yes.
D メールの中には俺のリーディングシュタイナーが発動しないものもあった。
And Kurisu sent all of them.
Well, except for the one Daru sent.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Which is right there on the screen.
Well done. For a second, I was like, how did Billy read that? And then it was VLVVLVL.
Yeah, exactly.
逆に言えばリーディングシュタイナーが発動した D メールだけを取り消していけば IBN5100 はあんたの手元に戻ってくるのかも。
Yes, we've already come to this conclusion. Welcome to the current situation.
Well, we came to the conclusion, and Okabe more or less came... Yeah, he did. He came to the conclusion, but Makise Kurisu hasn't, and she'll need to be caught up to speed next time, too.
Oh, you're right.
The remaining D-mails were sent by Rukako, and this one's gonna be hard, but that's the next route.
飛竜萌香か。
I don't want to see that woman again if I can help it. In any case, I should focus on Nukako right now, because the safest thing to do is to undo them in the order they were sent. If we undo them out of order, it's possible they won't actually have any effect or get us any closer at all.
で、ルカ子の件はどうすればいい？
付き合っちゃえば？
This is what it's come to, huh?
Give her what she wants. Well, it's the only way you can work in any of the obviously going to occur romantic stuff present in every other character ending so far.
I guess you're right, yeah.
マジで？
好きな人いないんなら別にためらう必要ないでしょ？
Arg! You can't bring something like that up in a game like this. Also, it is your responsibility to bear witness to everyone's feelings. Nintaro-kun.
そうやって彼女の心を解きほぐしてあげればいい。そしたら心よく教えてくれるんじゃない？
マユリが死ぬのは2日後だ。のんびり解きほぐしている暇はない。
Unless you time leap again back 2 more days, because it's done, it's made.
What, you're gonna have to explain to Kurisu again?
You better just saddle in for that, buddy.
これは最後の選択肢として考えておいてほしいんだけど、やろうと思えば漆原さんの人格を否定して脅してでも番号を聞き出すこともできる。
Foreshadowing.
We're up to like 8-shadowing at this point.
Actually, I think 8 might legitimately be the number of these lines. You know, we have seen the Suzuha ending. See, what that is? The Suzuha ending is to knock any sense of this type of thinking out of the head of you, the player.
Yeah.
I get the ends justifies the means talk, and even if you just try to ignore the ethical complaint, which is fine, like, as a point to argue, the fact of the matter is, it made Okabe feel horrible. It made the player feel horrible. We know, because the game has shown us, where this type of thinking goes, and that it's awful. He won't do it.
At all.
どうせ世界線改変後はそのことを彼女も忘れてるはず。そう考えれば最後の手段として検証する余地ありだと思う。
Okabe won't.
He didn't even do anything to Suzuha, and he felt that guilty. He didn't do anything to Daru, and he felt that guilty. What's going to change if he actually does?
Oh, yeah, I hadn't even considered that. Jeez.
マユリが死ぬことに比べたらまだマシってレベルだけどね。
I mean, I get the argument.
But we don't agree with that.
I think it's a different argument when it comes to stopping CERN. You know, like maybe if you knew that would stop CERN, but I mean, this is not that, and you'd have to know.
Oh God, yeah, because what if you did do it and it didn't work out the way you think it will?
You can never take that back.
She did say last resort, so I'll give her that.
I want to make it very clear. I'm not being critical of Makise Kurisu. She is approaching this from an academic point of view. I don't think she's actually encouraging this, and although we do believe that she's FB, I'm not so sure that it's this Makise and that it's witting.
Right.
Well, I mean, it's probably witting if it's a different Makise.
Right.
I just can't believe that the way that she's dealt with Okarin thus far has not been genuine. Were I in Makise's place here, I would make the same arguments because they are arguments that need to be made. Even though I believe they're wrong, they are options to consider, and by considering more options, it helps you move closer to the truth.
I agree.
私、今すごく最低なこと言ってるな。
Thank you.
Yeah.
We appreciate that.
Again, it's academic, we understand, and thank you.
いや、あらゆる手段を講じるのは必要なことだ。
Sure. I don't think there's anything wrong with considering every possible option. Now, whatever options you actually act on is a different matter entirely.
だがそれはできればやりたくない。
All right. In order to save your childhood friend, you have to either assault a girl or date that girl. Such a challenging decision! Awkward versus evil. In reverse order. I'm not saying this for myself. From my perspective, when the world line changes, everything until that point becomes undone. I am only a human. From my perspective, this is what I see. It's hard to think outside of that perspective. But what about from Nukako's perspective? What if, even after I leave it behind, this world line continues? Suzuha said that's how it works. The Nukako of this world line will have to live with what I did to her. Because I really did it. Besides, I have the time leap machine. In any case, the first thing I should do is have an honest talk with the girl in question.
I realize I've betrayed every ounce of trust in you and instilled a great degree of disgust in you, but do you want to go? Yes?
That's actually pretty likely the thing that's going to happen, yeah. Alright, next up, time to date Luka! I mean, don't be too enthusiastic about it or anything there, Hooi-kun.